And welcome back to another session of object-oriented programming using C++. My name is Himanshu Gupta, and today in this lecture, we'll be discussing about the friend function and friend class. So basically, as we already know, that your C++ class can contain various types of members like private, protected, and public. By default, all members of class are private, means they can only be accessed in their own class. Own class means we can use them inside the member functions of the class only, and we cannot directly access them outside the class using the object of the class. The protected members are accessible in its own class as well as in the subclass. Means if we do the inheritance, the protected members are accessible in its own class as well as in the subclass, and public members are accessible everywhere in the program using the object of the class. Now let's see the use of friend function. Friend function. We just discussed that that the private members of the class can only be accessed in its own class inside their member functions. But if we declare a function, some outsider function, which is not the member function of the class, as friend of the class, then inside that function we can use we can use the private members of the class. So we will see this using a suitable example. Friend function can access the private and protected members of the friend class. Right? Likewise, we can declare a function as friend of multiple class. Means we can have a single friend function. We can have a friend function of single class. We can declare a function as friend of multiple class. Here it is worth noting that this friend function is not the part of the class. So we cannot access this function using the object of the class. Friend function is not the member function of the class, and therefore we cannot access it using the object of the class. right? Likewise, we can also declare some class as friend of some another class. We can have friend class. So if we declare a class as friend of some other class, then inside that class we can use the private and protected members of the class. So now we will see this practically. Let me open the compiler. Okay, so this is our online compiler, and now let's first implement a class, a simple class. Suppose class A. Use some private member, int A, public. Let's use some constructor. Let's initialize it using the member initialization list. And let's declare one function show and print the value say out. A is equal to A. Now let's declare some function as friend of this class. Friend void suppose ABC, and inside this function will be passing the object of this class. So it is worth noting here that this function ABC is not the member function of this class A, right? Now let's define this function void ABC A and OV. First, let's write the main method A, call the constructor, and now A dot show. So basically, this will print the value of A as A is equal to 5. Now, what we want to do, let's call the ABC function. ABC function and pass the object. Our ABC function will change the value of private member A, and then we will again call the show method. Here we'll set the private members. We are directly accessing the private members of class A. So let's run this program, and the output is first okay, now it is visible. So you can see that this is our class A, and in this class this variable A is the private member. This variable A is the private member, and outside this class we have used a friend function ABC, which is directly able to access the private member of this class. This is only possible using the friend function. If we do not declare this function as friend, we will be having compile time error. You can see If I comment this line, we are getting compile time error that this A is private within this context and we cannot use it. So it is proved here that using the friend function we can access the private and protected members of the class. So this is the first case. Now let's see one case in which uh, a function can be friend of multiple classes, right? So let's change this code. Just a minute. Let me copy paste this code in our OneNote. Okay. Now we'll see how we can make some function as friend of multiple classes. So I'm just declaring a simple function void show, and inside the void show we'll write some message inside show method of class A, right? Slash n. Now I am copy pasting this. Let's declare one friend class first. Friend function, friend suppose ABC, and inside this friend function pass three will pass the object of three classes A, B, and C. So this way we are making this function ABC friend of three class. Now I am copying this entire code. Control C, Control V, and Control V. Let's rename this as class B, class B, and here class C and class C. Okay. So what we have done so far, we have declared three classes: class A, class B, and class C, and we just used a single function show, and in the show function we are simply printing a message, and we have just declared a friend function which is the friend of all these classes A, B, and C. Now let's implement this ABC function. Friend void, I'm sorry, void ABC. We forgot to give the return type of ABC. So now here A, B, and C. So what do we want? Let's first call the ABC method, create the object of all the classes A, B, and C, and simply call ABC method and pass all the objects A, B, and C. This is the call, and inside the ABC method, uh, okay, just use A dot show, B dot show, C dot show. You can see that this show functions, all these show functions are private. So inside this ABC function, we are trying to access the private members of all the three classes A, B, and C. we need to give the forward declaration of class B and class C. Okay, now let's run the program. So as expected, the output is like this: inside show method of class A, inside show method of class B, and inside show method of class C. So we have seen that a friend function can be friend of multiple classes, and using the friend function we can access the private members of multiple classes. Let's copy this code and paste in our one node. Okay, so now let's see. Now what we have to do, we have to declare a friend class. We have to create a class and we'll declare it as we'll make it as friend of one of these existing classes. So here let's declare class D. Sorry, let's declare class D, and inside this class D use the same method, void show, or call it display. Inside this method I want to access what I want to do. Inside this display method I want to access the private members of this class A. So I want to create the object of class A here, and using the object I want to access the show method. See, so far we have not declared the class D as friend of class A. So this should uh, throw the compile time error. This is giving us the error. Actually, we need to do the forward declaration here. Yes. See, we are getting some error here. Now let's declare this as friend class friend class D. Okay. Now run. Let me check what is the problem. Okay, I'm sorry. Actually, we need to declare this display method as public, because if we declare by default this is private member, and if this becomes private we will not be able to call it inside the main method. Now this should be okay. Now let's create the object of class D and call the display method d dot display. I think now it should work perfectly. A or B, just let me. Okay, I think we are getting this error because we are using the object of A before the class is defined, before this class A is defined, though we have used the forward declaration, but still I think we need to copy cut cut this from here and paste below A. Okay, now it's okay. So you can see that we can use friend function. We can make some function friend of one class. We can make some function friend of multiple class, and we can also declare a friend class of some class using the friend keyword. Using the friend function or friend class, we can access the private or protected members of that class easily. Thank you so much. I think let's first copy this. I think this tutorial must have cleared your doubts regarding the friend function. Thank you very much. We'll see you again in the next video.